Hey guys. Okay, today we are going to get started on a week of training. If you know me, you know I have way too many horses and almost all of them are untrained. I currently have a huge home stable full of untrained horses, and so I decided this week I'm really going to get my crap in order and I'm going to do a week in my life training horses in Star Stable. We're going to see what an ideal week of training looks like in my life. I'm going to give you guys my favorite tips for training when I get in a really big training zone. And yeah, we're just going to hopefully make it a real big, extra long train with me, full of hopefully helpful tips. Okay, let's get started. And if you watched my last train with me, I think the last train with me you watched would have been where I was literally training Bucky West. I'm level 12 now. I'm not going to even lie to you guys. I did a little bit of training this morning while I was editing that video. And I kind of want to finish training Bucky West before I move on to another horse. So let's finish up some races. Here's what I've done so far. So I have done most of the moorland area. I need to do Fort Pinta. Let's go there. But I'll do a little bit of catching up with you guys. So today is Monday. This is the first week in my life in Star Stable. I feel like that I'm actually starting at the beginning of the week. Well, technically, is Monday the beginning of the week, or is it technically Sunday? I don't know. It's a big question. Just got home from an extra hot yoga class and I am literally dead. I grabbed myself a chocolate coconut water and a face mask and low-key a foot mask. Literally, I mean, maybe this is TMI, but my heels are cracked as frick. I don't even know what to do, guys. It's a struggle. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing the rest of the day, I'm going to finish training Bucky West. And since you guys have already watched me train Bucky West in the last train with me, I'm not going to show you too much of me training. One goal I have for today is to show you guys my first tip I have been using recently to help me train that I got from somebody else. So I'm going to finish training Bucky West, and then there's a couple goals I have for this week. I really need to also update my horse sheet, and I'm really bad about updating that as I train, so I really need to bring that up to date. I don't really want to do that today. I think I'll do it tomorrow because that's going to be a huge project. So for today, I think I'm going to finish training Bucky West, and I'm going to go to my home stable and show you my Monday tip for training. So let's train Bucky West. Finally maxed Bucky West, which is incredible. The last race I did happened to be the last race in the game, which I don't even know how that happened. Oh wait, no, I guess there's one more. So I did basically all of the champs, or the races. Why do I keep saying champs? I did all the races for today. Now I'm gonna set up my stable for training this week, and I'll show you guys. Somebody left a tip on my channel. It was like a comment or on a stream or something, and they told me that something they do is they care for all the horses in their stable. Like they put a bunch of horses in their stable that need to be trained. They're like level 1 or something, and then every day they'll care for all the horses in their stable, and then it like levels up those horses a lot faster. Well, they focus on training a horse that they're specifically training for that week. I'm gonna put Bucky West away. I asked you guys on Instagram to give me some horses you'd like to see me train, so let's pick out some. We're gonna need 6 more horses, and then I'm gonna just put a bunch of level 1 horses to fill in the gaps. Somebody said to train one of the Kardashians. If you don't know, the Kardashians are my Tennessee walking horses, so we'll pick one of the Kardashians to train. The fact that I have enough horses that it was hard to scroll through is depressing. Okay, I've trained most of the Kardashians. I feel like this one is really close. We should take this one. We can train Coco, which I can't remember if is it Chloe Kardashian? Okay, and then someone wanted me to train a Gen 2 ETB. Okay, Vlad is fully trained. Why don't we train Melon? Okay, that's perfect. Okay, somebody said that I need to train a dragon horse. Oh, that's a good idea. Okay, Farquaad is fully maxed, and okay, and then someone also said my black Mustang, so I'm gonna grab Bullet while I'm looking for that horse. We can train King Arthur, that's perfect. Okay, and then somebody said Nab Strepper if they're not trained already. Ooh, that's a good idea. Billy is not fully trained. Let's finish training Billy because Billy's pretty close-ish, kind of. There's a lot of black horses. Oh my gosh, I'm basically training all black and white horses. That's hilarious. Should we give some variety? No. Okay, somebody said if you have a curly. Okay, I'll train a curly. I haven't trained Hank yet. Should we train one level 1 horse? We should, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that's 6 horses. And then I'm just gonna link the rest of the stable with level 1 horses. Maybe I'll put like a bunch of the ones that I don't ride like ever, like all these magical horses I should put in here, because goodness knows I'm not going to train these probably, at least not for a while. So I put a bunch of magical horses I never train, and we're going to use that trick for today. What the heck? Anyways, did that fix it? Yes. So I'm going to do care for all these horses. I need to fill up my water bucket, and I crafted a bunch of hay because I learned that you can earn a lot of light doing that. So I have a bunch of hay. I'm gonna have to craft more, which is fine, and I'm gonna attempt to care for all my horses in the stable every day this week. We'll see how it goes. And I will just say I've already paid for stable care. Well, I haven't paid for stable care. I got like a week free of stable care during my live stream, so this is kind of like pointless, but I'm mostly doing it just to level them up really quick. Okay, you can see here I have finished. Oh, some of the levels are not appearing for these horses. That's actually really funny. So they're all level 2 at least, but I guess my stable situation is not showing that they're the right level. That's strange. I think I'm just gonna pick the highest level horse to start training for tomorrow. King Arthur. Oh my gosh, why did I just try to put my horse into my inventory? It's time for bed. I'm gonna pick a cool fit for King Arthur. I'll see you guys tomorrow for Tuesday. Hey guys, okay, here's the outfit I ended up coming up with for training today, and King Arthur's at level 10. We'll see how high level I can get him up to today. I think I'm just gonna start out with training. I'm gonna try and complete all the races on the map today because I have some free time, and I think I'm gonna start over in Silverglade area because it's so nostalgic and it helps me be motivated to train. I'm gonna give myself a mix of activities to do. I'll probably finish a podcast I was listening to and maybe listen to some in-game music to motivate me, and then maybe if I get sick of training in the middle of it, I can work on caring for all my horses, and that's kind of what I'm going to be doing today. But I'll see you guys later tonight. I'm going to be updating my entire horse sheet, so we're going to do that project together. It's going to be so fun. All right, off to finish some races. See you in a bit. Okay, it's later. I ate dinner, went to yoga, did stuff and came back, but I did end up this afternoon, I finished maxing King Arthur. So I'm gonna take a little break from training. Did like pretty much the whole map. Let's see. I only had like, again, one race left. Wild stuff. I still need to care for all my horses for the day and do my dailies. I also ended up getting these really cute pants from the Trailblazer. I like the stitching on them. They're kind of cool. I want to make an outfit with this for tomorrow because tomorrow's update day. The Rocky Mountain horses are coming out actually as I'm filming this. So what I need to do is I'll show you guys my horse sheet as it is right now. Okay, so I have it pulled up on my laptop, and you can see if I look at how many horses are level 15, it's only 31% of my horses, but I have been focusing a lot on training, and so I think it'll be a lot higher. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into my stable and I'm gonna organize my horses by name, and I'm gonna do the same thing on my computer. So I'm gonna do sort A to Z, organized by name, and now all my horses are organized by name. Literally what I'm gonna go through and just update all the levels. finally finished updating my horse sheet. I found 2 horses that weren't even on my horse sheet, so that's great. As you can see, I have a lot of horses. I had a few level 15 horses that now are on here, so now I have up to 32% horses fully maxed. That's great. And at least there's a lot less level 1 horses, so we're doing something. But also I was gonna say, this is one of my tips for training. Also, I don't know why it says nay. Some things get messed up, okay? One of my tips for training is to make a horse sheet. For some reason, it's very motivating. I'm kind of like a list person. I like to check things off. A checkbox helps me be motivated. So if you're struggling with motivation to train, try getting your horses organized. You can download my horse sheet or a variation of this on my Linktree if you would like, or you can create your own. So that's my Tuesday tip for training. All right, now that that is done, honestly, I feel so much better and so organized. It feels nice to have everything organized, especially since I'm probably going to be buying horses tomorrow for update day. Sad, but also exciting. Okay, I'm going to continue working on caring for all my horses, making sure to update my training sheet as I go, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll probably see you guys for tomorrow for update day. Hey guys, I sound like I'm dead because I am. It was update day this morning, and instead of going to bed, I stayed up until they came out, which was at like 2 a.m. or something. And then I regretted it. I stayed up till like 5 a.m. So I pulled basically an all-nighter. Then I just went to bed really quick, and I'm not good at sleeping in past a certain time. So now it's like 10:30 almost. And the last time I logged off, I was just taking my thumbnail. So I'm actually not going to be training the Jorvik mountain horse in this video. I'm going to save them for, I have 2 train with me and a live stream type train with me thing I want to use them for, so I'm going to save them for those. On with our Wednesday week of training. I'm pretty proud of myself. So far I have accomplished more than I thought I would. Okay, I'm going to continue training Bullet. Last night I did my Valedale dailies, and Bullet actually went up to level 10 just from doing Valedale dailies. So I'm going to actually put my Jorvik mountain horses away because I know I am going to train every single level of them. I don't want to waste it. I don't know, it feels like a waste to waste it on leveling them up to level 5 without riding them, so I'm gonna put them back in the pasture. And probably this one I can train. And oh, I left tack on this horse. I need to care for my horses, but I'm gonna do that later because honestly I want to get into training. I know I can get Bullet to level 15, and don't worry, I have my chai latte homemade. I know, compliments of Rose. Oh, somebody got the road. That's exciting. Yeah, but I have this tea with me, so it'll help me get through my training, and I'm gonna try and just like get all my training out of the way. You know what I mean? I'm gonna start at Moorland. We're gonna start simple, you know? Hey, weirdly, my screen recording software quit. Whatever. The show must go on. Okay, you might be wondering, Rose, what are your incredible training tips for us today? Don't worry, I'm not leaving you hanging. Also, somebody is literally mowing the lawn like as loud as possible right next to my window, so if you can hear that, just know that the grass is getting shorter as we speak. Okay, I have a few tips for training, and some of them are just things that I've learned while training a lot, and some of them are things that you guys have told me. The nice thing about making videos about topics like training and doing dailies is people leave really useful tips for me, and I love the little helpful community we've built here. I'm not going to gatekeep these secrets. I'm going to share them with you. Okay, so the first thing is nobody wants to train a sad horse. So something that I've learned, there's 2 ways that I use to make my horses happy. The first one is crafting happy horse treats. You can craft these at Farah's workshop area in Valedale Village, and honestly, a lot of the ways to max training your horses, max like shillings, grinds, and stuff like that, you really need to max your Farah's runology area. So that is like priority number 1 in Star Stable, is max that area as fast as you can because there are so many benefits that come from having that area maxed. And the first one is you can craft happy hoof treats. Happy hoof treats are basically crafted by these like hybrid pink flowers that you collect from gardening, and they're a little bit rare. Like sometimes I only get 4, maybe 4 to 10 of them per harvest harvest of gardening, which I do once a day pretty much. So you're gonna want to use your leftover pink flowers at the crafting table to craft them into happy horse treats. And then you're gonna want to save them up because you're gonna save them for a rainy day when all of your horses are sad, okay? You're not gonna want to train your horse when it's slow as frick. That is a no. Here is an example. Here's what they look like. I have 47 happy hoof treats. I've been saving them actually, and the reason I've been able to save them for this video is A, caring for your horses in your home stable daily. Fill your home stable with a group of horses that you're gonna train next. If you're more consistent than me, then you'll be able to actually keep your horses happy and you'll be able to level them up. Just like the tip I gave you guys to care for your horses every day, it's another great way to keep your horses happy so that when you go train the next horse, then they're already not upset. If you're lazy like me, or you like to change around your horses too much and you don't like to follow a schedule, then I recommend using these coupons that you get during Trailblazers. I think Star Stable started gifting them during Winter Village as like gifts under the tree. I have hoarded all of my stable care coupons for so long and I never used them or even read their description. I just saved them like a good little collector. But this can actually be a really useful thing to take advantage of because, for example, I think I have like enough week of free stable care coupons that I could technically have free stable care for the entire year this year. I mean, I'm gonna save them and try and save them for when I need them. I'm also a hoarder in this game. Along with happy hoof treats, there are also like, there's a version where they like make your horse all the way happy. You only get them from like Winter Village or some like event, and I never waste those. I completely save them in my home stable for an emergency, which will never happen. I'm never gonna use them. Okay, so those are my tips for keeping your horses happy. Either care for them, use happy hoof treats to care for the horse you're riding currently, or use the weekly stable care coupons. Don't pay for stable care. I used to do that and it's such a waste of star coins, especially with the prices in this game. You don't need to be using your star coins on honestly anything except buying horses. You shouldn't be using them to buy clothes and tack unless you really want to. Then of course do what makes you happy. But those are my tips for making your horses happy so that when you're training, they're actually fast. You're welcome. And I was also going to show you guys today, I came up with another tip. Hopefully it's helpful. If you are like me and you like checking boxes and maybe your horse training sheet isn't enough, maybe you don't like the horse training sheet, maybe you want something a little more specific, a little more suited to your training needs for the week, something to give you focus, something to satisfy checking off. I'm going to show you a little something I created and then you guys can kind of see what I'm going to be using for this week or what I have been using for this week for training. Okay, so basically what I've made is this weekly training calendar. I designed this on Canva, which is what I use for literally everything I do in this game. What I've done is I just made like a cute decorated outline for my training calendar, and it's something that I could change every week. Maybe for this week I want brown, but I'll get sick of it, so next time I'm going to change it to red. Like, it's so customizable the way I've designed this one, but you could also keep it the same if you don't really like designing things. So basically I just went off of a weekly calendar template, and for this one I inputted pictures of the horses I'm going to be training this week. I just thought it was fun and cute, and then I wrote the level that I got each horse to. All of these first three horses I've actually gotten to level 15, so I put a little check mark. I'll just put the level that they get to, and if they get to level 15 I get a check mark. So I'm motivated to get all check marks for the whole week, so we'll see how that goes. And then it has like the horse's little name on the side. I don't know, it's just a fun way if you want to get creative, if you're tired of training. Sometimes for me, like, getting creative on this game makes me more excited to play the game and more willing to like log on and play, because I've created like this cute calendar that goes with Star Stable that makes me more motivated to log on. So hopefully this is helpful to somebody. Hopefully somebody enjoys using this tip. It's pretty easy to make. I feel like it took me about 20 minutes. I mean, you don't want it to be too short. It was really fun to make, honestly. Feel free to copy my design if you want. I don't really care, but part of the joy is creating it and making it your own. I already technically on my weekly training list put Bullet at level 15 because I knew I was going to, but obviously it would be more fun if I got to check off the box, but it's fine. I feel like I'm more highly motivated to finish training my horses because I've been making this video. So honestly, another tip I guess is sometimes making content for a game makes you more motivated to log on, because for me it's like a creative thing. It's not just a game. It's like, this is my creative area where I can log on and create a fun training video for people to watch, and that is what has motivated me to log on every week, honestly. But anyways, I'm gonna keep training, finish maxing Bullet, and then I'll see you guys in a bit when I finish so you can see what I get to. Okay, I just got back to my own stable. I finished maxing Bullet. Don't even worry, the first thing I'm gonna do is update my horse sheet. It looks like I'm gonna be training for Thursday Melon. Oh, Melon. Melon is level 7, so I'm gonna give you guys some useful tips on tomorrow, maybe like extra steps I take to level my horses besides just doing all the races, which I've been doing. I don't know, I might do some of these races with Melon really quick before I log off and finish some of my dailies at Valedale and care for my horses, but I'll see you guys for Thursday. Hey guys, it's Thursday, and today I'm going to be showing you some more tips on how I've been using Valedale to get more horse XP. So I'll show you guys what I've learned. Here's some more fat tips. So Star Stable automatically, like for Trailblazers and other events, does give us large jars of wisdom sometimes. So these large jars of wisdom can be used to give your horse 1000 horse XP. So as you can see, I have 89, and then if I take a large jar of wisdom using the interactive consumables menu, I can give my horse a large jar of wisdom, and now it's at 1089. So you could use a few to top off a level of your horse, especially in those higher levels. This could be really helpful. I tend to save them. You can also craft a small jar of wisdom at the crafting table. It just takes plants from gardening that you're probably already collecting if you are a gardener like me. So I'm going to craft a few of these, and the small jars of wisdom give you 100 horse XP. So I'm going to use one. So if you crafted like 10 small jars of wisdom, it equals a large jar of wisdom, if that makes sense. So those are some fun tips that I've been using as far as crafting. I honestly like saving my large jars of wisdom because I'm a hoarder in this game, and then if I need some XP at the end of the day, you can craft as many small jars of wisdom really as you want. I mean, look, I have an unlimited supply of plants. Another thing that I've been doing that helps me gain horse XP is when I do 5 runestones and I do collect the hidden satchels, I end up just collecting a bunch of fireflies along the way. So let's keep track. So I have 1200 horse XP right now on level 8, and I'm gonna do my runestones and hidden satchels and see how much horse XP I gain from that. Also, for hidden satchels, you get plus 300 horse XP, so a little plug to be doing your 5 hidden satchels a day. A good way to get like 1500 horse XP. Okay, as you can see, I got about 3,300 horse XP. That's pretty good. And then you get 2 horse XP for every firefly. So like these little fireflies, you get 2 horse XP for each one. So if you wanted to just grind fireflies, that's another great way to get horse XP. And you end up doing that as you do your hidden satchels and the runestones. You don't also have to find all the hidden satchels. They're on like a timer, and there are lists online that show you the coordinates for every day of the month. It's really helpful, and I recommend. So if you already have this as part of your daily routine, make sure to use an unmaxed horse that you're trying to train, and you'll get your horse XP. And I also got shillings. I also made some money. All right, another obvious way that you can get good horse XP is by doing your shared moments. I used one of my shared moments already, but you get shared moments about every 30 to 45 minutes. Depending on like what level your horse is, you can get up to like 600 horse XP, I feel like, for those. The amount varies, but it's around 500 as you get in the higher levels. So that's really helpful, because if you're playing and training for a couple of hours and you'll end up getting about, you know, maybe 4 shared moments, that's like 2000 horse XP right there. I think I'm gonna craft some small jars of wisdom, because I know you have to be about level 10 to be able to max your horse with the races. So I'm gonna get my horse to level 10. So I need to craft 27 jars of wisdom. I'll just do that. It seems like the easiest way. Do you get light for crafting these? You do. So every time you craft jars of wisdom, you get 5 light. I think every time you craft anything. So then I'm gonna end up having 270 light that I can sell for shillings. So it's very useful. I really recommend using the Valedale dailies and like these Valedale crafting things as options for trading your horse. It's a really good option because you make shillings and train your horse at the same time. All right, I'm just gonna keep crafting these and then start training Melon. All right, I have now crafted all the jars of wisdom I need. I'm just gonna quickly give them to my horse, and I thought you can see this satisfying montage of my horse collecting horse XP. honestly, that was like a really fast way to get horse XP that did not take that long. It took less than 5 minutes and I got several thousand horse XP, and it just took a bunch of plants. All right, I'm gonna get training Melon. I'll catch up with you guys as we go. Okay, to work on my server for a little bit, and then this happened. I'm honestly so impressed that I had to show this. This is you.
Okay.
So I ended up maxing Melon last night. I was literally training till like 11 p.m. It was a problem because I started so late. I procrastinated because I was editing, and then I was working on, like I said, I was working on my Discord page, and then I went AFK on Star Stable, and it was a whole mess. Also, it was kind of weird because my shared moments for Melon were all glitched. I think it's because I didn't accept the shared moment when I first got for Melon, and then it disappeared, and then I just like glitched it because I was trying to show you guys a shared moment and ended up glitching it. I ended up also buying this whale shirt at Fort Pinta. Why have I never seen this before? It's so cute. All right, Melon is max. I'm supposed to train Hank next, my curly horse. I haven't ridden a curly in forever. Also, I never really finished what I was saying, but because I didn't get any shared moments for Melon, then I ended up having to do like a bunch of more crafting. I had to craft basically 42 small jars of wisdom last night to finish the last level for Melon, because I was like, you know, this is ridiculous. I'm not doing this. Also, I didn't care for any of my horses yesterday. It was not the best, but today I'm gonna get back on top of things. Realistically, I don't think Hank is gonna get to level 15, but that's okay. So I'm gonna just train Hank and we'll see like how far he gets, and then I can train him another day. I don't usually train a horse more than 2 days in a row. I just get bored. So I'll train Hank for as long as I can today, level him up as much as I can, update my horse sheet, and then I'm gonna continue with the plan for training Kris Jenner's level 10 and Billy's level 10, so both of them will be maxed. And if you're wondering, Rose, do you usually train your horses like this? No, that's why I'm making this video. I usually do not train my horses like this at all. Also, yesterday I didn't really feel like training. I was procrastinating, so I made an entire outfit for today, so yay. For a while there, I was like selling my old model tack, and then I realized a lot of the horses I enjoy riding are old model and they're not retrofitted. So then I've recently been buying some like old model stuff that my old horses can wear, and I'm not even mad about it actually. This outfit is fine. I have 1 day left of stable care, so I think before I forget, I'm going to just care for all the horses in my stable, and then we're gonna do something fun. We're gonna make a training route, so give me a second while I do this. I'm all done doing my chores. We're taking care of all the horses in my stable. I'm not gonna lie, this tip is pretty good that somebody gave me to care for the horses in your stable, because there's like 10 or more horses that I'm not even training this week that have gone from level 1 to level 4. And I'm like, that's pretty good. I mean, that's 10 horses that aren't level 1 anymore. But I am noticing it takes a lot of hay. And yeah, could I buy hay here? Yes, but it's almost better to craft hay because you actually make light/shilling. So I'm gonna go to Ville and craft some things in preparation for training today for the rest of the week as well. So I think I'm just gonna clean up my inventory and then craft maybe like 100 of each hay and small jars of wisdom. So I'm gonna do that until I have 100 of each, and that will give me like 1,000 shillings/1,000 light. Okay, so I'm gonna go listen to a podcast while I craft 100 of these and 100 hay. BRB. I finished crafting a bunch, so I crafted 100 hay. Well, I had some hay, so I crafted up to 100. I crafted up to 100. Okay, and then I also, while I was at it, crafted a couple days worth of garden powders because I use about 20 a day. And I started to dig into some of these stacks of plants. So I have been wondering like what to do with all these plants for a while. Like I have such an excessive amount of plants. It's nice to like have a stock of these stored up. I'm just gonna keep them here and use them as needed. Anyways, my fingers feel like they're about to die. If you feel like that is way too much crafting, Rose, I agree. I just picked a song and I crafted until the song was over, so top fun tip for you. All right, now I'm getting kind of tired of my training route. In some ways, I'm getting tired of not really having a training route, so let's make a training route together and make it fun and cute. Let's do it. All right, I have pulled up this kind of pre-planned little template I made for a training route on Canva, and I've prepared some like numbers numbers, that will show up on the map really nice. I don't know how many numbers I'm gonna need, but I'm just gonna pick like an area and say the order I'm gonna be doing that area. Today, I think I'm gonna start with Valedale. For some reason, I dread Valedale and then do it last. So this includes like doing all of my Valedale dailies and all the races. And then for number 2, I think I'm gonna run from Valedale to like Baroness, and then I hit this race as well with Baroness. 3, let's hit all of Silverglade. 4, we'll go to Nilmers. 5, we'll go to Moorland. 6, we'll go to Fort Pinta, and from Fort Pinta, I think you can catch a ferry to Cape West, so I could do like all of the Golden area for 7, and then you can also take a ferry to Southhoof, so we'll do like Southhoof 8 and Hermits, and then 9 we'll do like all of Crescent and New Hillcrest, and maybe 10 we'll do Jarlheim. I didn't realize there were so many areas in Star Stable. We'll do 11, we'll do the Medieval and the Forgotten. Does that look like an 11? Okay, and then 12 we're gonna go to Valedale Lake, why not? We'll hit Tailtop after that, and then we'll do Redwood, and then we'll hit Burke's Grange / Dundle. Last we'll hit Nick's Stoneground, I guess. And did I get everything? Okay, I've never done this route before. I actually I don't remember exactly where the ferry goes, but we'll just do our best. If I have to trailer, it's not the end of the world. I'm gonna end up trailering at least 5 times, and maybe I'll draw like little arrows. Okay, so that's the finished training route, and we're just gonna accept it. It kind of makes sense. I feel like building a training route is definitely like helpful. It can be motivating just to like see this is where I'm going next, and then instead of like getting in the trailer and being overwhelmed and logging off, you're just like, okay, this is where I'm going next, and then there's like an end in mind, if that makes sense. So I'm excited to try out this new training route. I'll let you guys know how it goes, and I'm just gonna be maybe watching like an old show or something while I train. Anyways, see you guys later tonight. Okay, not gonna lie, I've been training literally all night. Sorry I haven't been very chatty today, but I did finish training Coco. Coco is now gonna be maxed. Wait, Coco is now maxed, or Kris Jenner. You guys saw me training Coco for a little bit. I was training on my laptop. It might look different than the rest of this video, but I literally watched like 8 episodes of Something in the Rain while I was training and ended up maxing Coco. And I was like, you know, I could probably finish training Hank because Hank is basically level 13. If I did a whole level today and a whole level tomorrow, then we could officially train 7 whole horses, which would be the perfect 7, you know what I mean? So I'm highly motivated. Let's do it. As you can see, I did all of the races for today. They're all completely done. And I don't really ever do the repeatable races these days. It's like something I don't ever do. I actually usually save them for if I need to quickly go up a couple levels or something like that. So I'll do the repeatable races. First, I'm going to collect the animals from Starshine. Each one gives you 300 horse XP, and that adds up to what, like 1200 if you can find them all. So I'll do that. I'll do some repeatable races, and then the rest, if I'm like bored, I'm just going to use some of the small jars of wisdom that I've crafted, and we'll just get to level 14. So I'm going to do that. Made it to level 14. I did as many races as I could, and then I got bored, so I just used the small jars of wisdom. Okay, that's definitely enough training for today. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I am honestly, it's crazy. It's the last day of this week in my life video, but also I'm really feeling it. I feel ready to be done with training this much. It's been a wild ride. It's been a lot. Okay, the last horse I said I was gonna train is Billy, my nab strapper. Oh my gosh, help. I don't know, I'm kind of been digging this outfit that I was wearing already, so I'm gonna try and wear like a variation of this. All right, this isn't too bad. I liked this outfit I wore yesterday, and I feel like I'm just gonna wear it again. Rewear. Okay, so as usual, I'm gonna go max Billy. I'm gonna be doing more of the same stuff that I always do, honestly. I've honestly kind of showed you guys all of the tips that I use for training and that I've tried this week for training and that I honestly could ever want for training. At this point, I'm just gonna use a combination of all the tips and tricks, and I'm gonna try and max Billy today and then finish training Hank. But I just wanted to talk about progress as well. So I'm gonna show you guys the progress of where the horses in my home stable ended up getting to, because I think I got like at least 10 horses to level 5 from level 1. I completely maxed like 7 horses. By the end of this video, it'll be 7. That's really insane. Again, I just want to repeat, I do not train like this on a normal basis. Completely did this as a little inspo for others and inspo for myself to get myself into training. I feel like I've been very much in a training rut. I used to enjoy training so much in this game, and I would like honestly log on and just like do all of the races all the time. And honestly, that was before a lot of races had been added, so it wasn't as much of a task. Now I feel like it's harder because so many races have been added and I'm a completionist. I have actually, and sometimes it was a pain to log on. I sometimes didn't want to log on, but I did it anyways. So thank you guys for holding me accountable. And I feel like this honestly kind of has sparked a return to the love of training for me. And it's not even necessarily that I love training so much, mostly because I just feel like I have enjoyed getting on SSO and like having that like quiet SSO training time, just like uninterrupted, knowing that I needed to spend a few hours training. And it's been fun. It's been fun having like a motivation and a reason to log on every day. So hopefully this will help me improve my training for the future. I feel like I got to episode 8 of Something in the Rain. If you haven't seen that, it's like this K-drama. It's like, it's sad and happy at the same time, but I'm kind of getting to the part where it's sad. I've never been able to finish a rewatch of that show since I first watched it, and I'm committed. I'm gonna finish that show, even if I have to go through the sad stuff, because it makes it worth it for the happy. I mean, spoiler, it ends happy. That is something no one cared about, but that's honestly what I've been doing to train this week, is watching that show. I guess my final tip for you is pick like a show, maybe a show you've already seen before. I mean, the level of skill it takes to watch a show with subtitles right now while I'm training on SSO. How have I been doing this? I don't know. Pick something that like you're excited to do, but maybe a show you've already seen before, so you don't like care about like being ultra focused. Pick like some show that you're like don't feel justified watching otherwise, you know what I mean? Like for me, it's like watch a guilty pleasure show that like it's stupid, there's no reason to do that, but since I'm training on SSO, I'm like might as well. So that also motivates me to log on. Anyways, I'll see you guys later tonight when I finish maxing Billy. Okay, I finally maxed Hank. I just did the Veildale dailies and it leveled him up a bunch, and then did a couple jars of wisdom, and that's pretty much it. And then Billy also is maxed, and all of my races are done, except for of course the repeatables. Anyways, so I maxed a total of 7 horses. Here's an overview of what I accomplished this week. This is my weekly checklist, and I maxed all 7 horses. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this week in a life training with me. I feel like it was very productive. I got a lot done, and maybe you can get a lot of training done along with me. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Bye. I'm on thin ice, you'd never guess. I've been hiding a monster, keeping it quiet. I do my best.